Have you ever stopped and thought about what happens when you stop being available to everyone around you? You might not realize it, but when you stop being accessible all the time, everything in your life seems to change. People start treating you differently, your priorities shift, and most importantly, you begin to experience a sense of freedom and control over your life. It's almost like you've unlocked a hidden level of peace and clarity that you didn't even know you were missing. But why does this happen? Is it really about becoming distant, or is there something deeper at play here? The answer to this question is often far simpler than we imagine. In our hyper-connected world where we're constantly expected to respond to messages, attend every event, and be available for everyone at all times, it's easy to lose sight of the most important thing: ourselves. It's easy to forget that our time, energy, and mental space are valuable commodities. When you stop being available to everyone all the time, something incredible begins to happen. Things start to shift in ways that might surprise you. This idea might sound strange at first. After all, how can distancing yourself from people lead to positive changes? But think about it. When we're constantly available, we often fall into the trap of overcommitting ourselves, neglecting our own needs, and ultimately losing touch with our personal goals and happiness. The first major shift you'll notice when you stop being available is that people start respecting you more. This may sound counterintuitive, but hear me out. When you're always there for people, always saying yes, and always dropping everything for others, you inadvertently train people to expect that from you. They begin to take you for granted. They don't see the value in your time because you've made it so easy for them to get it. But when you stop, when you take a step back and set some boundaries, people begin to notice. Your presence, once taken for granted, becomes something valuable. Think about this. Why do people value rare things, whether it's a rare item, a limited edition, or a collectible? Because they're hard to get. The same concept applies to human relationships. When you're constantly available, you're easy to access, and your value decreases. But when you're not always there, when you make people work for your time and attention, they begin to appreciate it more. This is where the concept of respect comes into play. People start realizing that your time is not something to be taken for granted. They understand that you have a life, goals, and priorities that matter just as much as theirs. This realization forces them to treat you differently. They may stop assuming that you'll always be available and instead start respecting the time and energy you've dedicated to yourself and your own life. Another significant change you'll experience when you stop being so available is that fake friends will start to disappear. We've all been there. The person who only reaches out when they need something, the one who doesn't check in unless they need a favor. When you're always available, these types of people tend to stick around. They latch onto your time and attention without ever giving back. But the moment you stop making yourself so accessible, they'll quickly fade away. And you know what? That's a blessing. Sure, it might feel strange at first. You might feel guilty about not being there for people who've been in your life for years. But let's be real. If someone is only sticking around when it's convenient for them, they aren't truly your friend. The people who genuinely care about you, who appreciate your presence without constantly needing something from you, will stay. And the ones who leave? Well, it's better that they go. This gives you the space to surround yourself with people who truly value you for who you are, not just for what you can do for them. Think about how often you've put aside your own plans just to accommodate someone else. Maybe you've canceled personal goals, sacrificed your own time, or ignored your own needs just to make someone else's life easier. It's a cycle that many of us fall into. But when you stop being constantly available, you regain control over your time. Suddenly, you have the ability to say no, to prioritize your own growth and well-being, and to focus on your goals without feeling guilty. Regaining control over your time is one of the most powerful shifts you can experience. When you stop overextending yourself, you start making choices that benefit you. You start scheduling time for things that matter to you, whether it's pursuing a passion project, spending time with loved ones, or simply having moments of peace and solitude. You stop living for everyone else's schedule and start living for your own. This shift in how you use your time also leads to a more significant personal transformation. Your self-worth improves. When you're constantly saying yes to others, you start to lose sight of your own worth. You begin to depend on other people's validation to feel good about yourself. But when you stop being so available, you begin to realize that you don't need to seek validation from anyone else. By setting boundaries and choosing to prioritize your needs, you start to see yourself in a new light. You understand that your worth isn't determined by how much you do for others. Your worth comes from within. It's about respecting yourself, valuing your time, and recognizing that you have the right to say no without feeling guilty. There's another layer to this phenomenon that's often overlooked. When you start pulling back, people start chasing you. It's a curious thing, but when you're always available, people take your presence for granted. They assume you'll always be there, so they don't put in the effort to connect. But the moment you become less accessible, people suddenly want more of your time. They wonder why you're not responding as quickly, why you're not showing up to every event, or why you're not as available as before. This is a basic principle of human psychology. People tend to desire what's difficult to attain. When you're constantly there, people think they can always reach you. But when you start setting boundaries, they suddenly realize that you're not so easy to access, and they start to value your presence more. This dynamic shift can be both surprising and empowering, as it shows you the power of self-respect and boundaries. When you stop being available to everyone, you also get the chance to see who truly cares about you. The people who genuinely respect your boundaries, who understand when you need space, and who appreciate your time are the ones who will stick around. The ones who only reach out when they need something, they'll disappear. This is one of the most liberating aspects of setting boundaries. You get to see who's really in your corner. The people who genuinely care about you, not just when it's convenient for them, will be there. And those relationships, the ones based on mutual respect and understanding, are the ones that will truly last. Finally, by taking a step back from constantly being available, you open the door to better relationships. Whether it's with friends, family, or romantic partners, people are drawn to confidence and self-respect. When you respect yourself enough to set boundaries and value your time, you start attracting better relationships. People who see your worth and understand that you're not willing to settle for anything less than respect will be drawn to you. This is when the magic happens. You stop settling for one-sided, draining relationships. You stop tolerating people who only want your time when it benefits them. Instead, you surround yourself with people who bring positivity and support into your life. And perhaps one of the most powerful shifts of all is that your mental health improves. Constantly being available to everyone can lead to burnout. You're always giving, always saying yes, always putting others first. But when you stop being available all the time, you create space for yourself. You take back control of your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. When you prioritize your well-being and set boundaries, your mental health improves. You start to feel less drained, less stressed, and more in control of your life. Your sense of self-worth grows stronger, and you begin to feel more balanced and at peace. So, what happens when you stop being available all the time? Your life changes. You gain respect, clarity, and peace of mind. You filter out the negativity and make space for the things that truly matter. It's not about being selfish. It's about knowing your worth and valuing yourself enough to say no when you need to. Try it, and watch as everything around you shifts for the better. If this video gave you something to think about, don't forget to like and share it with someone who needs to hear this.